Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to a Garden Report to wrap the weekend, to wrap Summer League. Celtics heading back to Boston after a 2-3 slate out in Vegas. They get their bonus game in on Saturday and beat the Magic pretty handily. A shorthanded effort for both teams. A couple guys resting on either side. Anthony Black not participating for Orlando. He's on the inactive list along with Jet Howard, bunch of Magic regulars, Delano Banton, Justin Champagnie sit out for the Celtics, and give an opportunity to a bunch of guys lower on the roster to play significant minutes. Sam Grizzell, and a lot of people have been excited about seeing Vincent Valerio Bowden. He goes 4 of 8, 13 points in a solid effort. Kamar Baldwin, Michael Mulder, all those guys get extended minutes. Starters take a small step back. Just 10 minutes for Jay Scrubb. He goes 6 points, 2 of 8 shooting. J.D. Davison adds 9, 4 of 7 shooting, 6 assists with 2 turnovers and a pretty clean effort. After 17 minutes, he takes a seat. And Jordan Walsh, 15 minutes, 2 more threes to finish Summer League 40% from 3. Great summer slate for Walsh, who had ups and downs, both ends of the floor, defensively. Didn't shine like I think many expected, but that got overpowered by the awesome offensive returns for him out here. 12 more points in this game. Great cutter. And confident in his pull-up. Love the little in-and-out dribble, rhythm dribble into back-to-back threes after he started this game 0-4. Right before halftime, he gets those to go and ends up riding those to solid afternoon against the Magic. So he'll head back on that 4-year deal, second-round exception. Good find, good signing. What's it mean? We won't know till training camp, but as I've said, if he's going to shoot 40% from 3, he'll find a way to play some role this year. That's just how it goes. And it's better, even though it doesn't mean a ton, to see a guy in Summer League play well. You'd rather have that than have him play poorly. So Jordan Walsh, excellent Summer League. J.D. Davison, uneven. I think you're starting to see that it's make or break time for him, even going back to Maine on the two-way, even at 20 years old. You might be able to find some comparable talents, prospects to this if he stagnates or even takes a step back this year, which I thought overall he might have done here in the Summer League, given the turnovers and such, but hard to draw from that. It wasn't a very complete team. Didn't have the big men, didn't have the talent across the board that some of the recent Summer League teams did here. So it was a tough atmosphere to play in, I think. A tough structure to play in, rather, for these guys who are actually going to project to be part of Boston's system going forward. One of those guys will be Jay Scrubb, aforementioned. He signed a 2-way deal with the Celtics. Wasn't sure if he was going to do that. I think he left his last 2 stops to try to fight for a roster spot. And part of this 2-way is that he can do that here. Just like Davison last year, Celtics signed him to a 2-way coming out of the draft. If he shined in Summer League, training camp, all the rest, he could have been converted to a full-time salary. Instead, he spent the year in Maine, needed that. Scrubb, a little bit older. This is the last opportunity for him to sign a 2-way, so I'm sure he's going to want opportunity to fight for a spot in camp. Had an excellent Summer League before the short run he had in this last game. 50% from the field, 50% from 3 at that point. Despite him being older and not as much of a prospect, a complimentary player, you need to sign a guy like that and give him the opportunity to earn that spot in camp. Justin Champagnie's on an non-guaranteed. I think Luke Cornett is as well. So we'll see how that goes there. I'd assume Cornett will stay on as the depth big, and Scrubb will fight with Champagnie and whoever else for those last 2 remaining spots. Or they could keep a spot open and just have a competition for one. His ability to score off the dribble, confidence out there. Loved his demeanor. He ended up being one of the more energetic guys on this roster, vocal guys as well, defended well throughout this slate here. He came on strong and played great pretty much the whole way through. So well-earned 2-way deal for Jay Scrubb here. And Boston Globe had an interesting article. Didn't get to catch up with Grant Williams at Summer League, but the Globe did. So I want to hit on that real quick before we get out of here. First, quick sponsor word. I want to take a moment to tell you about HelloFresh. What's HelloFresh? Well, you're going to get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Yep. Skip the trip to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Love them. The convenience, especially going right to your door. Skip that trip to the grocery store. And those seasonal recipes, I mentioned them, backyard bratwurst bar right now, key lime pie, and you're going to get the best picks that go from the farm to your door in less than 7 days. More than just delicious dinners too. Snacks, sides, more. You can add over 100 items alongside your order. And there's calorie smart, protein smart options that help you feel satisfied and a little healthier this summer, which I think is important, especially after some of these road trips. I want to get back, make that own fresh food in my kitchen, and it doesn't take long. It's less than 15 minutes to prepare these meals. It's 25% cheaper than takeout, and it's America's #1 meal kit for all those reasons. And you're going to get 50% off right now. HelloFresh.com/50garden. Use the code 50garden for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50garden. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. All right, didn't get a chance to catch up with Grant Williams at Summer League. Saw him out there. I think he returned to the WNBA All-Star game and some of the Mavericks final games out there after the Celtics and Mavs completed the sign and trade last week. And diplomatic as always, Grant spoke about some of the difficulties of last season, getting benched in the second half of the year, a couple DNPs, fewer minutes across the board in the closing stretch into the playoffs where he played sparingly through the 3 series until Malcolm Brogdon's injury opened up him for a pretty solid last stretch out there. He's going to get back to basketball activities over the next week after injuring his left hand in that Game 6 against Miami. So he'll be back on the court in a short time frame here for Dallas, who gets him on a fully guaranteed deal, 4 years, about the mid-level, and Celtics save about $40 million in luxury tax here. Among other things, Grant talked about great turning into one where they had a difference of opinion. He said specifically on his role, the amount he played, but I also think the style here. He talked a little bit in his first interview with the Mavericks about being a ball handler, being a guy who can make plays for Dallas. And that's something he wanted to do in that last year with the Celtics and struggled to at times. And even in his first year under Ime Udoka, I think he stressed playing a narrow, defined role. But Grant wanted to attack closeouts, wanted to make some plays on the move on the back line. And I think that's where Mazzulla probably lost some faith in him here. And at least want to go with some other options, smaller lineups, ones that could space the floor better. But one thing I keep going back to here with that concept is that Grant's a great three-point shooter. Grant's a versatile defender. I think the Celtics would have benefited this year from playing him more. In the end, speaking with Adam Himmelsbach out there of the Globe, he says, professionally, you can always have different opinions, different outlooks on yourself and the team. But personally, I'm always going to be here for Joe with his family, his sons, any day they need me. Personally, I'll always love him as a friend. Although it may not have gone how we both expected this season, we still have a lot of respect for one another. So I always speak highly of him because he deserves it. He's a good man and a good coach. So, a tough first year for Grant and Joe together. Grant thrived in that season under Udoka. Ultimately, Celtics couldn't utilize him and lose him in free agency here after the first year under Mazzulla. Similar situation with Marcus Smart. I don't think they always agreed on the role, the coaching, but he managed, and now Smart's gone, and it's going to be a different group here, one more suited to Mazzulla's liking. So does Mazzulla improve, make this coaching role his own, and become a strength for this team? Are the Celtics losing some valuable players who were keys to that NBA Finals run, and Mazzulla is going to continue to produce inconsistent returns into year 2? It's a better coaching staff. It's a more complete roster suited and tailored to him. So there's no real excuse this time around. Full off season, full training camp, and we'll see how that goes for Mazzulla here. For now, that's been the Garden Report, brought to you by FanDuel.com/Garden or /Boston rather. Go over there, get your $200 in bonus bets today. That's FanDuel.com/Boston, up to $200 in bonus bets when you head over there. Of course, one more shout out to HelloFresh as well. HelloFresh.com/50Garden and AG1. Head to drinkag1.com/garden for your 5 free travel packs, as well as a year's supply of vitamin D. That's drinkag1.com/garden. AG1 in your water each morning, 75 vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, probiotics, and more. That's drinkag1.com/garden. I'm Barry Manning. This has been the Garden Report. We'll talk to you soon.